Excellent.
Okay, so hi team. This is a sneaky peek into what a little get together enjoying the products that are in your starter kit, were in your starter kit if you joined a long time ago, actually looks like. These lovely friends and customers have agreed to be the guinea pigs for tonight. And I've just got a couple of things I want to talk to you about before we start, and then we're just going to run it exactly like a workshop. So it's like you're looking in through the window. Perhaps a bad analogy because it's quite cold outside. You're just a fly on the wall. So we're just going to run it exactly as I would for these guys as customers. And if you've got any questions afterwards, you can ping me a message and I'll be happy to answer them. Couple of things. Please don't try and write the script. It's not about the words that I say, because actually those change each time I'm doing it. What I would suggest you do as you watch this is you just jot down the points of the process that I go through, so that you've got kind of like a route map to go through, so that you know what you're going to start with, what you lead on to, and how things join together. And just put those down as bullet points. You can watch the video as often as you like, but don't try and script it out, because that won't make for a natural workshop. The other thing is that I'm going to use the cue cards that come that are in downloads that will help you with a bit of information about the product. So if you haven't got those, I would pause the video, go and find those in downloads, preferably print them off, because I'm going to be reading those, and you'll see my husband Mike's recording this, and you'll see some of the cards and how I've jotted some of my own notes down. So if you're a bit scared that you don't know enough about the product, don't worry about it. Those cue cards have got everything, but it will make a lot more sense if you can see those whilst you're watching the video. As I'm going, have a look not just at the process, but the mentions that I have. Look out for mentions that I make of hosting, so that whether these guys want to get some of their own friends together, or the possibility of joining. Because actually, for our customers, there are 3 choices of how they engage with Neil Child Remedies. Some of them, the best fit for them is to be customers. For some of them, the best fit is to host and have some free and half price shopping, probably customers as well. But from time to time, to kind of boost what you've got, or because you want to have a social event and gather your friends together, hosting's a good option. And thirdly, obviously joining. We all thought it was a good idea and we said yes. And life has changed a lot for lots of people, and a little bit of extra income or the chance to develop a new skill might be a good idea. So look out for ways that I mention that. And then in terms of display, please don't get hung up about, you know, where did I get the mirrors, or I haven't got a bamboo board to put the products on. It's not about that. Just have a look at how I use visuals through the workshop, and then replicate that in your own individual style, make it your own vibe. But what products have I put out? What have I got out that say booking or joining that aren't actually my words? They're things for people to see and look at and read. Have a look for those. And I think that's about it. Hopefully this is a helpful kind of input, so that you can at the end of it think, well, I could do that. And my recommendation is the best way to start doing that is to gather some friends and just say, I need to have a practice. Come and enjoy the products with me. Let's have a bit of time, a night in, and I'll get familiar with the process and you guys get to do a mini facial. Okay? So without further ado, lose my notes for you guys. And thank you ladies for sitting in on that training session, and we're going to have a start. So what I want to do first of all is thank you for being part of tonight, and that hopefully what you're going to have is a really nice relaxing evening. We're going to try some of the core heritage products, which for this time of year is a really lovely skin nurturing process. If your skin's feeling a bit dry and weathered at the moment, like mine has been, then you'll be able to enjoy a bit of downtime, enjoy the products. And I think for most of you actually there'll be some things that perhaps you haven't tried before, possibly not for some of you, we'll see. What you've got in your place is a little sheet that's got all the products that we're going to be using and talking about, and also put into the process of ideally what we'd be doing on our faces, ideally twice a day. I have to say that's a bar that I still aspire to reach. But actually tonight we're going to make sure we do cleanse and tone and then use some treatment products and moisturise. And what you've got in the bottom right hand corner of your sheet is a chance to jot some ideas, because we've got bowls of water and paper. Clearly it's going to get a bit splashy, so rather than order forms and stuff like that, the wish list is a great place just to jot down things that you think, actually I like that, I like the texture of that, I like the smell of that, whatever. And then if you decide you want to make purchases later, then that'll be up to you. But the trouble is, if you don't put things in the wish list, at the end you won't remember what we've tried, because you'll be so relaxed with all the essential oils. Everyone happy with that? Yeah. Now, for the purposes of the video, what we've agreed to do, guys, is not deviate from the chat. So otherwise, Lou was saying we mustn't digress off into other conversations. The problem with that is you could be watching a 3-hour video, but normally it's absolutely true, isn't it, that when we're sitting around a table like this, we natter about all sorts of things. So we're going to try and stay on subject as we go. Okay, so before we start, what do you know about Neil's Yard Remedies as a brand already? Let's just share some. I don't want to tell you about the brand. Let's just share information of what we know.
It's organic.
It is organic.
All smells delicious.
Yes, it does. Do you know why? What makes the fragrances?
Because it's all real and essential.
Yeah, it often smells like the flowers in our garden, doesn't it? But yeah, essential oils as the basis for our fragrance. Yeah.
I think most people have heard of it, haven't they, as well?
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm always surprised when people haven't, but there are still a lot of people who haven't, amazingly. But yeah, lots of people have, and I think it is a brand. It's had presence on the high street for over 40 years. So I think you're right, it's well established. And I think what's nice about that is it gives credibility. Yeah. You know, they're always new, aren't there, brands? Yeah. But this one's kind of been doing the same thing for 40 years. Yeah. It works. Anything else?
All comes in blue bottles.
Nearly. Or blue pots. And occasionally in a blue tube. Yes. But yes. Do you know why they're blue?
I presumed it was preserving the fragrance. I don't know.
Yeah, and the ingredients, the fragrance, but also the ingredients, because they're so natural and organic wherever possible. The blue glass actually reflects 98% of the sunlight away from the product. And Romy Fraser, who started the company when she opened the Covent Garden store, she had the choice of brown or blue glass, and she chose blue, which I'm really glad about because it's so iconic, isn't it?
I think you always associate brown bottles with medicines.
Yeah. But I like the kind of apothecary feel of it, and that's why the apothecaries used brown or blue glass. Anything else about Neil's Yard Remedies? I think the only other thing that springs to mind for me is their sustainability and ethical credentials. So they were the first carbon neutral retailers on the high street, and they work really hard to make sure their sustainable and ethical credentials stay absolutely 100%. 100 out of 100 in the Good Shopping Guide. They're just pioneers within skincare for that. And we mentioned essential oils. I've got a couple just to kind of get us into the mood for tonight. Before we start, one of the essential oils that's one of my favourites is lemongrass. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a hand defence spray, which has got lemongrass as a key ingredient, and we can just cleanse our hands before we start. Have a sniff and see what you think. Like that. So as you can see, that one is fairly well used, sits in my handbag. And lemongrass is very antibacterial, antiviral. The blend of essential oils in there is, well, you know, it's our natural hand sanitizer, and that just cleanses our hands. But how would you describe that? Fresh. That fragrance, okay. Fresh. Hope it's not making you cough. Quite uplifting.
I can smell the lemon.
Yeah. Lemongrass. It reminds me of spas as well. Does it remind anybody of anything?
Well, lemon's very cleansing, isn't it?
Sherbet lemons.
Sherbet lemons. It is a bit, it is a bit like sherbet lemons. Yeah, we have a hair and body wash that is a clear, just a base product. It's called Create, and you can add your own essential oils to it. And Catherine used to put lemongrass essential oil into it because it made it smell like lemon sherbets in the
Nice.
shower. Yeah. Okay, let's then around the lid of this one. Just take it gently under your nose. And if you want to enhance the smell of a product or an essential oil, if you shut your eyes, it actually just helps your nose to engage with the oil.
There's a difference, isn't there, between English and French, isn't there?
Yeah,
Do they
there
smell
is.
different?
Yeah, they do. The English is softer.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
more
think it's
gentle
the
as a
French that I
fragrance.
like.
So you probably guess what we're talking about. It's lavender,
Yeah.
essential oil. And the reason I pass the lid round is
No,
because it's just a
absolutely.
little bit more subtle than the whole bottle. Yeah, the other one we've
Still
got
nice,
is
but-
French, and
Yeah.
it's got a slightly harsher
I think
fragrance.
that's the one I've used.
Do you have any memory that evokes for you? Anybody want to smell it again?
Your head.
Hmm?
Your head outside.
My
Your
Hedge.
lavender.
my hedge. Oh, okay. I thought you said my head. I was like, my hedge. Yes, I love that, and it's always absolutely buzzing with bees.
It's very summery as well.
Yeah.
Very summery.
Holidays in France reminds me of. Anything? No.
No, just nice.
The other thing it reminds me of is hurting myself, because it's the one essential oil that you should put on your skin neat, or you can use on your skin neat. And I looked up, I love this book. This is the essential oil book, and if you get into essential oils, it's really helpful for just like a double page spread or a single page of information. And in here it says for skin healing, it makes an effective first aid remedy for cuts, burns, bites and stings, and it can also ease acne, eczema, acne rosacea and psoriasis, and reduce scarring. Amazing. So I have it in the kitchen. I've literally lifted that one off the shelf because if I catch myself on the oven, if I put neat essential oil onto it after I've obviously cooled the burn, it stops it scarring and it takes the sting away. So I find the fragrance quite comforting. So lavender essential oil, one of ours that we use. Here's a totally different one. Tell me what you think that is and what it reminds you of or how it makes you feel.
Oh, I don't know if I like that one.
No.
Actually.
It's quite strong, isn't it?
Yeah, very strong.
And that's the great thing about it, because your olfactory part of your brain will help your nose helps you decide which of the products that you want to engage with. So that oil's probably not for you, Tara. You don't have to love everything.
I don't feel bad, really.
No, don't feel bad at all. Some people don't like lavender.
But I suppose because it's neat as well.
Yes,
it's not
it's
in
very
something.
strong.
Yeah.
That's not tea tree, is it?
It isn't, but it's quite similar.
That's eucalyptus, isn't it?
It is eucalyptus. And actually, in the diffuser, which I've got going over here, I've got a mixture of eucalyptus and lavender.
Right.
But it's so much more subtle in a room, isn't it? Could you smell it when you came into the room? Did you notice the diffuser? No, okay. I have deliberately kept it a few drops less than I would normally do because
Would have got more drops in
but I figured your noses would be exploding by the end of the evening because of course we've got essential oils in the products as well. So eucalyptus is actually our essential oil of the month. And what that means, other than 15% off, is we get a bit of focus on each one of the oils as we go through the year, and it's quite a nice way to sort of get to know different oils. And this poster just says it's really good to help clear a stuffy head, helps decongest your sinuses. If you mix it with something like lemon, it's very good for cleansing. You know, it's very antibacterial together as a blend. But with all the bugs that are around at the moment, I think it's an interesting one to home in on. And one of the things I like about Neil's Yard is it always tells you what things blend with. So, for instance, fennel, frankincense, pine, and an oil called Ravinsara. So sometimes it's a bit tricky to know what to put with something. That's why I like the pre-blended oils. But one of the things that I thought was interesting that it said in here about eucalyptus was that it was really good it makes a really good sick room spray. And I thought if you haven't got a diffuser, actually to be able to put some into a spray bottle with some alcohol or something like that, really good for as an antibacterial, antifungal thing. So we use essential oils in lots of different ways for the fragrance, but actually also what we'll do is talk about some of the oils and plant tinctures as we go, because of their benefit to your skin. So as we're trying the products, I'll put that up there next to the diffuser, which seems to have gone off. Let's put that back on, just so you can hopefully pick up a bit of a waft of eucalyptus and lavender. Right, so next thing, just to help you as we go on the before we start the facial, if you take your little brochure, one of the things to kind of think about as you're looking at the products is understanding your skin. So if you just open on the first page, it's that sort of creamy colour page. I think the questions on that page are really helpful. You know, what's your main skin concern at this point in your life? Because your skin changes so much, doesn't it? And for me, at the moment, dryness is the main issue. I don't know, what is it for you guys? Dry because of the weather. Do you find it gets worse?
And age.
And age. You're not old enough, Tara.
But also breakouts as well. I still get breakouts.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a real mix of the two. So I suppose like a combination of the two, really. But
Yeah.
this time of year, definitely drier.
Much drier
Yeah.
and tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
definitely.
heating, and for people who are working in air conditioning, going from the cold to blowy cars with the blowers, you know, the heaters going back to the cold, it's hard. What about for you, Margaret? Any concerns? Just dry. Townsend?
I think dry, but in fact we work in a shed, to be honest, so it's just like it's freezing.
Yeah.
So it's just constant cold. So getting into the car with the blowers going lovely.
Yeah.
It's nice and warm.
And your
But,
skin's going.
So no,
Yeah.
definitely. And I think also like going through, sort of that stage, going through menopause, all that sort of stuff going on, and it's just like you get different. It's just like something goes really red for no reason. You wake up one morning and suddenly it looks like you've been drinking loads, but you haven't. You know, and it's just. And the next day it's fine again. So it's
a
just
joy,
the
isn't it?
hormones,
The whole
joy.
process. Yeah.
So,
Follow that, Louise. Yeah.
Tired and sort of lifeless skin, you know.
Stressy job.
Stressy, you know, working long hours and waking up and looking at yourself thinking, why do I? Why?
Oh. No, don't say that. Okay, so thinking about what your main concern is might impact, be aware of that as we try the products. So for those of us who've got dryness or stressy skin or maybe a bit sensitive skin because of hormone imbalance, for instance, I'm looking at the cleanser. Calendula cleanser is so good for all of those conditions. So have a think about that. How would you like your skin to feel? So is it about radiance, or is it about it not feeling as tight? Do I want it to calm down? Just maybe think, what would I like to change? Because product can help with that. And if you've got questions as we go about any of that, have a think, and we can talk about that as we go. And then in terms of textures, I don't know, do you have a preference for texture? Do you like thick and creamy, or do you like light? Do you want your skin to feel clear, or do you like to feel like you've put lots of product on? What's gone, Townsend?
I think for me, it's like I like creamy cleansers and I love creamy moisturisers. But for the sort of toner type bit, I want it to be really fresh. I mean, so I feel really clean
Before you
so I feel like I'm putting it all on something which is already clean, and I'm not going to
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Okay. You agree?
You get some products that are like a clear gel or something like that.
Yeah.
I just think I want to feel I've given it a bit more than that. I want to feel. I think it's great that it absorbs, but I like to feel that I've put, it's had a good soaking.
Yes. Well, I mean, even that with a cleanser. So the one we're going to use to do it to. So this is our original heritage cleanser. Been going for years and years, and it's great for winter. So it's for dry or more sensitive skin, but actually is therefore suitable for any skin type. There's nothing in it that anybody's skin can react to, really. And great for seasonal dryness, like we were saying earlier. It's deeply nourishing, so I love the fact that as a cleanser, it's also putting oils back into your skin. So maybe just take the flannel that you've got next to you, get some water on that. Don't necessarily have to soak it if you don't want to, but just get enough to be able to take that off and wipe it off. And I'll tell you about those oils. It's got coconut oil, jojoba oil, and cocoa butter in it. And I didn't know this until recently. Jojoba oil apparently is really closest to our skin's own sebum.
Oh, really?
So your skin really recognises not just plant oils, but particularly that jojoba oil. It's like, yeah, that feels familiar. The fragrance of it, you might just catch a whiff of it on your fingers. It's got lemon essential oil in it, and lemon obviously is uplifting as an essential oil and antibacterial, but for your skin, its benefit is its toning. So a cleanser that packs you with nourishing oils and tones. Excellent, we like that. And it comes in a tube so you can use it in the shower. Just put your flannels wherever you want after that. Okay, so let's do the mystery toner. So now, when you buy the toners, they come in a bottle with a screw top like this, but what we also sell separately is an atomizer like this one, which I'm just going to stick in the bottle, because you'll find your toner lasts longer if you use a spray top to it than just dabbing it onto a cotton pad. So there we are, Tara, if you pass it on to Margaret when you've done, and you just want to spritz it onto a couple of cotton pads, so that you can do kind of both sides of your face. Oh, here it comes. New bottle, here we go.
So can you spray it directly onto your face?
You can. Yeah,
wipe
you
it
can.
off?
It might make you jump a bit, which is
just
silly,
thinking
isn't
Like
it?
if it's, it's quite refreshing, sort of.
Yeah, it is. There we go. And I'm just going to show you this picture. Look at that with the rose petals being dried. Wouldn't you like to be in that room? I think it smells a lot like you're smelling now with that toner. It's gorgeous, isn't it? They might not let you run through it.
They would.
Isn't that a gorgeous picture? Amazing job. So rose is very good for normal, sensitive, dehydrated skin, but it's suitable for most people. And this one is water-based. All of our toners are water-based, and now I've discovered that that's why the toners don't hurt. So you think of toner as being the last step of cleansing, but because they're water-based, they also start your hydration process. And it says here, hydrated skin is primed to receive your next skincare steps more readily and effectively. Hydrated skin also looks dewy, smooth and plump. So this is the bit, Tamsin, you were saying about I want to feel really clean. And isn't it scary what you can still take off your skin? Have a look at your cotton pads after you've cleansed. It's like, ooh, it really does finish the process. So let's take the mystery out of toners. And I think what's nice about toner too is if you just want a quick instant refresh, that on a couple of cotton pads really works. I'm going to pass this one round. We'll send that one round to Tamsin first. This one doesn't
leave you feeling tight, like
not at all, because it's water based, not alcohol. That was the I mentioned the water, didn't I? I didn't mention the alcohol. A lot of toners are alcohol based, which is great if you want to sell treatment products and moisturisers, because you're basically stripping your skin out of natural oils and then having to put them back in again, which is a bit crazy. So what Tamsin has got is the white tea facial mist. Let me find my card for that. White tea is the newest tip of the tea plant, and we're going to use it in this, but we've also got a white tea eye gel, which isn't on my board. I'm going to have to go and get that in a minute. That you can use as an alternative to toner, particularly for sensitive skin, but is a lovely refresher.
And it stays on when you...
So if you just spritz it around your face and let it... See, I told you it would make you jump. Yeah. But just an instant hydrate. And this is the kind of thing you could put in your handbag, have at your desk at work. Bit of a pick-me-up when you've got that lull in the day.
It's hot as well.
It's what, sorry?
If you're hot.
If
If you're hot,
Having a bit of a flush. No, if you're having a bit of a flush or something.
Grab the white tea eye gel.
Oh, it smells nice.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's a very lovely smell. It's really nice.
It's
It's really annoying. I can't see anything when I take my glasses off.
That is nice.
So the next product we're going to use is the original eye product that Neil Jod Remedies created, and it's white tea eye gel. And that's because the skin around your eye is so much more delicate than the rest of your face. Our trainer for the company says it's a bit like the difference between silk and denim. And I love that. It's a perfect analogy, because if you think about how you treat those two fabrics, that that's what it's like. So I'll bring some round, and if you just put it onto your ring fingers, dab it across, and then just dot it round your orbital bone, your occipital bone around your eye, until it's kind of absorbed. The reason for that is if you rub it across your eyelids, you actually stretch the skin, and that makes them a bit puffy, which is the last thing we want, isn't it? So I'll bring a little bit of this round onto your ring finger.
Yeah.
There we go. And just dot it across to the other ring finger. Do you know why ring fingers?
They're the weakest one, aren't they?
Yes, you're right, Tara. It's your weakest finger, so it's just the most gentle on your eye area as possible. So this one, best kept in the fridge. Does anybody have hay fever or get stingy eyes from computers or anything like that?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Sore, they get a bit sore.
Or react to animals, pets?
Oh yes, cats.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised you
That's why
haven't
I'm
triggered
running a
Leo.
bit
Are
late.
you?
It's okay, it's alright.
Lots of white tea.
No,
facial
I have
mist.
I have got an antihistamine in my bag if
If
I
you
need
need
it.
it.
It's okay, it's only just
Hopefully you'll stay
little
upstairs.
bit.
So it's really good as because it's packed with antioxidants. It's really good as an eye gel for itchy eyes, scratchy eyes. If you get tired eyes.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine had sometimes you can get a weepy eye, can't you? Because it's like your eye is overcompensating for dryness, and it will just help to. She found it really helped to balance that kind of issue. So this one is cooling and soothing, and particularly helps with puffiness and dark circles. So we do have other eye products, and we can chat about those if you want to. After. Right, great. I'm noticing nobody's written anything on their wish list. You're not going to forget and go to me, oh, what was the second product?
I want it all.
You want it? Okay. That's fine. Up to you, whether you write stuff. Right, so then the kind of last stage, we've cleansed, toned, the treatment of eyes and the facial oil. After we toned, we kind of deviated off into the white tea facial mist as an option. Now we're going to try the moisturiser. So this is frankincense hydrating cream. Again, another iconic product. And I've got a new pot. I just love the new pots, and we just get in there. Right, ready? So creamy, isn't it? So you just need literally like that size amount. And sometimes for people that just using less of the product is a bit of a new thing. So yeah, if you just take that onto your finger, and then you can spread that around the tips of your fingers, just like my beautiful assistant here is demonstrating. And apply, dot it around your face so that you get that evenly across your skin, your neck, and if you cleanse there as well.
I think I had this in my Christmas box, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Which I've been using.
Margaret didn't just have the Christmas box, she had the delicious 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh my God,
module.
yeah.
Oh, I have those,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I will confess, I moved on a bit quicker than we should.
Did you? Oh,
I got a bit of excited.
how many days did you open at once?
I managed to go to about 8.
Are you the person that opened all the days on their advent calendar when they were
Yeah.
kids and ate all the chocolate? Yeah, yeah. I can feel your pain on
Oh,
that one.
goodness me, I just thought, thinking, what?
So while that's soaking in, what I thought I'd do is I've got my laptop here, and I thought I'd show you a little video about our frankincense project in Oman whilst your moisturiser soaks in. Yeah, if you want to see it again, well, I'll show it to the camera, I'll show you in a minute. If you scroll all the way to the bottom on my replicated website, past all the new products and bundles and promotions, right at the bottom under useful links, you've got Project Frankincense. So guys, you heard me say it, it's Project Frankincense. So it's in the grey area at the bottom of my screen. Now I'm just going to hit play on this. Here we go, our sustainability story. Can you see that, Tara?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
And it tells you a bit about our frankincense, which it was the first certified frankincense, certified organic frankincense from Oman. And there's a little video, so I just thought whilst we're letting that soak in, you can have a watch. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So, the hot news is that the end of that workshop didn't get recorded. The filmer, who will remain anonymous, obviously didn't realise that the video had stopped at the end of the frankincense video from Oman that I was playing to my customers. So for the purposes of this training exercise, I just wanted to be able to tell you how I finish off a workshop, because I went on to say some things to the customers that wrap the whole thing up, but that's a really important part of the evening. I think early on in my workshops, I didn't close it properly and tell them what was going to happen next. And that meant that we kind of wandered into chat and sales were a bit awkward if they happened at all. So this last bit of the workshop is really important. So I'm actually just going to role play it as if I've even put on the same jumper as I was wearing for that particular evening. I'm just going to role play it as if my guests were still here. So hope it helps. So if you can imagine that we've gone from the end of the products, the last product was the frankincense hydrating cream, and then this is what I'd say to them. So I hope you've really enjoyed trying the products and enjoyed the facial process, that your skin feels really lovely, and yeah, good, it's been a good experience. And I just wanted to kind of explain what's going to happen next, or what could happen next. You've basically got a few choices as to what you want to plump for now. Obviously there's the opportunity to buy the products, and the products that we've talked about tonight are on your showcase sheet that we've looked at, and that particularly the bundle offers that give you a discount as well. Have a look at those and see if that's what you want to do. And then the other thing I just wanted to show you is a new promotion that we've got, which is a pick and mix option, where when you buy a cleanser and a moisturiser, you actually get your toner for free. So if you're thinking, right, now I know what that mystery toner product is for, I want to have that cleanse, tone, moisturise process, this would be a good thing for us to chat about in a minute when I sit and help you with your orders. When you buy the pick and mix cleanser, toner, moisturiser, you also have the opportunity to get a treatment product. So one of the oils like the orange flower facial oil that we tried, eye products, things like that, half price. So I'll show you that on my website, and I can help you through the best products for you on if that's the option you want to go for. So shopping's one of the options. The second option is, I showed you earlier this little basket, little trug of goodies, which are freebie gifts for people who want to host a bit of a get together like we've done tonight. So tonight obviously I've hosted this, but if you host, then you get the benefit of free shopping, half price shopping, and as a little thank you, then you can help yourself to a gift from this this trug this evening, and you'll get a second gift on the night of your event. So I'm going to pass that round, and then you can have a look, see whether you'd like to take a gift, and we can pencil a date in the diary as and when you're ready. And if that's not the option you want to go for, then just pass it on to the next person, and everyone will get a chance to have a look in that trug full of goodies. And then sometimes people want to know about what it involves to be a consultant, to do what I'm doing. So on the piano here, I've got some information about what it would involve, just some of the kind of key questions that people ask. And the little wellbeing guide that you've got in your place, the back cover has got some information about what it means to join. So that's your other option. And you know, for quite a lot of us who are consultants, yes, we want to shop the products, but we want to be able to do that at a discounted price, potentially earn a bit of money as well. It's just lovely, as you can see this evening, just sitting and doing facials with you. It's a really lovely job to have. So if you're just a bit curious and you want to take away some information, or you want to chat about it, let me know. So what we'll do now is I'll you know, be around to kind of chat with you individually. Just shout if you've got any questions about your orders, whether you want to book a party, workshop, whatever kind of vibe you want to create, or you'd like to find out about being a consultant.